everyone. I hope you all are doing okay. Welcome to Notions at Noon. I'm a bit late today, but I felt the need to go ahead and do this video today, and I didn't get a chance to do it, as you can see, at noon. Today we are talking about why some mothers hate their daughters. Now, let me begin this by saying I'm going to put mental issues aside because mental issues, we already have a basis and an understanding why a mom might hate her daughter or any other children she may have. The first and number one reason that some moms hate their daughters is jealousy. Now, I'm going to be looking down some because I have my notes here. I have a lot of notes about this particular topic because I've been hearing it a lot. I've been hearing a lot of women talk about their relationship with their moms and how it hasn't been the best, and they're trying to get to the bottom of it to explain some of the reasons why, and they're trying to understand a lot of the reasons why their moms did not like them or seem to care for them. And like I said, the number one reason is jealousy. A lot of the topics that I'm going to tell you are actually based upon jealousy, and they fall under that category. So, number one, the daughter is beautiful and she has some type of physical attribute that the mom lacks. So, if she has a nice body, a beautiful shape, beautiful, long, healthy hair, any of those things that the mom does not have, those could be reasons why the mom is jealous of or does not like her daughter. If you all are leaving comments, please, please, please forgive me. I'm trying to get through the list and then I'm going to go back in and address the comments. Okay, but thank you all for joining me. Next, and this one is a touchy situation because it can get ugly, and it can get legal, and there can be a lot of issues surrounding this, especially if the daughter is underage. But the next one is if the mom has a new man in her life that is not the father of the daughter, and that man is attracted to her daughter or likes her daughter, this can be a huge issue and a huge reason why the mom does not like her daughter, even though it's not the daughter's fault. Now, I'm going to give you all a perfect example of a couple movies. There was a movie by, both of these movies and shows are by Tyler Perry. But the first one was Medea's Family Reunion, I believe it was. And there was a very popular actress, but in the movie anyway, she had two daughters. The first daughter was by her ex-husband, who was a musician, and he wasn't a very good provider and whatnot. So she had a daughter with that man, and he left her. Then she married a very well-to-do man, and she had a daughter with that man. She offered up her first daughter that she had with the musician to the man who had means. And he SA'd her. So she allowed her daughter to be SA'd by this man. And for whatever reason, she didn't like that child's father, and the child's father wasn't a good provider, but she sacrificed that child, and she hated that child. Another example is also a Tyler Perry show, like I said. It's called Beauty in Black. If you have not seen that show, brace yourself because it broaches a ton of different topics. But basically, the mother had a new boyfriend. The boyfriend was assaulting and messing with her oldest daughter. But the mother didn't take the daughter's side. She took the man's side, and she put her own daughter out of the house to go and fend for herself. So, number two, the mom has a new man in her life, and the man is attracted to or messing with her daughter in some way, and then the mom turns around and hates her own daughter for it. And it's really not fair. It's really sad. The next reason why some moms hate their daughters is out of fear. Whatever the mom has been through, whether it being SA'd as a young person or having a hard life, being homeless, being abandoned, being orphaned, all of those fears rest in the mother, and she does not want to project that onto her daughter. She doesn't want to see her daughter go through that. So she reverses it. Instead of caring for the daughter, she has a fear and a hatred towards her daughter because she feels that she does have to protect her. And I know that may not make a lot of sense, but if you think about what I said, just go back and listen to it one more time. She does not like her daughter because she knows that she has to protect her daughter from the things that she may have went through as a young adult or as a young woman. All right. Next is the daughter has the love of her father. And what I mean by that is the daughter's father actually loves her, and the mom may not have ever had a father's love or had a father in her life to love her, to protect her, to guide her, to cherish her. And so the mother may actually be jealous of the love that her daughter gets from her father. All right, the next thing is the daughter is living the life that she wished she could have lived. Either the daughter has a wonderful husband, she has a beautiful home, her children are well taken care of. Any of those issues, or the daughter just has a nice family unit that the mom never had or was able to provide for her daughter. That could be a reason why the mother hates her daughter or is jealous of her daughter. Next, the daughter has a career that the mother was either fearful, incapable, or just wasn't able to pursue for herself. Next, the daughter is financially stable. And maybe that was something, like I said in the first one, in the previous one, that the mom just was never able to achieve. Next, the daughter is very strong-minded, has a strong will, and she just has different personality traits from her mom. And her mom doesn't like her for that because she does have the courage to be herself. And maybe that's something the mom just never had the audacity to be and to do. Next is the daughter wasn't afraid to do something different. Maybe the mother, either because of religion, how she was raised, how she was brought up, she didn't have the tenacity to pursue a different type of lifestyle, or maybe even leave the community that she was raised in. Sometimes mothers resent just being a mother, to be honest with you. Sometimes they have children way too young. Sometimes they weren't ready to have a child. The child may be a burden spiritually, financially, emotionally, all of those things. So the fact that the child exists, that places like a type of burden on the mom, because maybe she just wasn't ready to have that child, and the child ends up being a girl, so the daughter feels that she feels the brunt of that. The next reason why some moms hate their daughters is the fact that they might have wanted a boy. Sometimes when you want the opposite and you get something else, you end up resenting the child for that exact reason. Maybe the man she was with, the husband, the father, wanted a boy and she wasn't able to produce a boy, so she ends up hating the daughter for it and resenting and mistreating the daughter. And sometimes that's how it is in a lot of these cultures. A lot of women and girls, they get the short end of the stick just because they're female. Next is they wish the child had a different father. So sometimes the mother doesn't necessarily hate or resent the daughter. It's the fact that she hates and dislikes who she actually had the daughter with. And the daughter is a constant reminder of the man that she had her with. So maybe the relationship went bad with the father. And like I said, maybe she just ends up disliking the daughter, and unfortunate, that's unfortunate for the child, but she just ends up feeling the brunt of it for something that wasn't her fault. Another major and very very important thing a lot of people need to take into consideration is sometimes, not all the time, not most of the time, but sometimes the mother had that daughter against her will. Now, this could be for a boy or a girl. Maybe she had a boy or a girl, but I'm talking specifically about daughters in this video. If the mom was forced to have that child, if the mom was SA'd, if the mom um, maybe she just got pregnant as a teenager, or she just wasn't ready or didn't want to have the child, and for whatever reason she was forced to have that child, then eventually the mom may end up resenting that child, especially if it's a daughter, or if it's a daughter, I should say. And last but not least, sometimes moms hate their daughters because she just had that daughter at a bad time in her life. Whatever was going on in her life, you know, she regrets it. She wishes it was different, and then the daughter reminds her of that time period in her life. Maybe the mom was a streetwalker, or whatever the case may be. She doesn't know who the father of the daughter is. All of those different reasons could be a reason why a mom could hate her daughter. Now, like I said, this is something that I'm hearing a lot. I actually hear it broken down into why Black mothers hate their daughters. But it doesn't matter. Black, white, Indian, a lot of different cultures deal with these situations because women are still, even in 2024, you know, deemed as second-class citizens in a lot of places. You know, and even first world countries, women are deemed as second-class citizens, and it trickles down. So if the mom feels it, then any other daughters that she has is going to feel it, because the mom has dealt with that trauma. So she's going to project that trauma on to her daughters. I've spoken about this before in previous videos of mine, that my mother and I have a kind of tumultuous relationship. Like I said, at the age of 10, I permanently went to go and live with my father. My father raised me and my sister. My mom has her own issues. I'm not here to air her out or embarrass her or anything like that. But as I got older, I started to understand and realize what those issues were, and to understand that they weren't my fault. And I had to find ways to communicate and connect with my mom with the existing relationship intact, because you can't change them. They can't change you. So you have to work around people when they're in a place and at an age where they're just not going to change. And unfortunately, a lot of people have issues with their mom, and this is something that needs to be worked through. But in order to work through it, we have to go through this list that I just gave you all. We have to go through all of these reasons. We have to find the reasons for why that particular relationship is breaking down, and why that particular mother and daughter don't have a good relationship, and see what it is. Now, you may not be able to change it, but just knowing what the core issue is makes a huge difference in helping you to break the cycle. And I feel personally that because I wanted to break the cycle, that caused a lot of rift between me and my mom, because there are a lot of things that we disagree on. I say my piece, I say it always respectfully, and I just go from there. And she has calmed down a lot, because sometimes I think we feel that just because it's our mom, that we can't go against anything that they're saying, or we can't disagree with them, or we have to always be in contact with them just because they're our mom. But moms can be wrong. And a lot of people forget the scripture in the Bible that says parents are not supposed to provoke their children. Now, it says children obey and respect your elders, and you know, obey your mothers and fathers. But the scripture that says do not provoke your children to anger, that one gets forgotten a lot. I hardly ever hear that scripture quoted. And a lot of parents are out here just willy-nilly doing whatever they feel they want to do, just because they're the parent and they're older, and they feel that status should always garner some type of respect. But respect, after a certain point, is something that is earned, is not necessarily something that is required or deserved. But all of that being said, I don't see anyone in the live at this current time. But if you all have any questions, comments, or concerns before I leave off the live, please feel free to leave them for me. And if you are watching the playback of this, I want to know you all's your concerns. Did I miss anything? Is there anything I need to add? Anything that was problematic on my particular list? Have you as women experienced a tumultuous relationship with your mother, or watched your mother have a tumultuous relationship with her mother? So those are just questions, and I want to thank you all for watching, and you be blessed.